just so hard to know where the truth ends and then fiction begins.
New developments in the case of Doomsday cult mom Lori Vallow and her husband Chad Daybell.
Authorities are still searching for Vallow's children.
How does she pose a threat to your children?
I don't know what she's going to do with them.
Think about all the people that had to die and disappear.
Tell us where the kids are.
Nothing is coincidental.
This stretch is just so beyond what anyone could imagine.
Investigators have recovered human remains at Chad Daybell's residence.
There's no way, Logan. I could never come up with this.
This is no longer the search for missing children. This is the search for killers.
All eyes on this Idaho trial.
Lori was his follower. Chad Daybell's the prophet.
Chad had a vision, plagues, and foreign troops coming to the soil.
It's the Doomsday couple, Chad and Lori Daybell, on trial. And the countdown continues to this trial. It's no longer, though, the Doomsday couple on trial. The case has been severed. So Lori Daybell will be tried separately from her husband, Chad, and she is scheduled to go to trial early next month. Want to bring in our guest joining us to talk about all this. Join us from Lake Charles, Louisiana. J.J. Vallow's grandparents, Kay and Larry Woodcock, are with us. Great to see you again. And in Idaho Falls, Idaho, managing editor of EastIdahoNews.com, who have been chasing this story relentlessly from the beginning, Nate Sunderland is with us. Welcome to everyone tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to start here, and I want to tell this story so people understand a little bit more about Lori Daybell and how she goes from, I guess it was 2004, she was a contestant for Mrs. Texas, to someone now charged with triple homicide, including the murder of your grandson, little JJ. So, Nate, I want to start with you, and I know that Lori has had a series of husbands. I think Chad was her fifth. Can you tell me a little bit about Lori's life prior to her meeting Charles Vallow, who was Kay's brother? So,
sure.
Take us through that part, if you could.
Well, Lori was married 3 times before Charles. Her fourth husband, Joseph Ryan, he died of a heart issue, and he was quickly cremated. And because of that, we're never really sure, what he died from. There's some suspicion there. But after he died, Lori got together with Charles, and they hit it off. Up until about 2019, when Lori started talking about, she started having these weird religious fantasies. She started talking about being one of the 144,000 people to usher in the return of Jesus Christ. And Charles very quickly started to think that maybe she needed to go to a mental hospital, especially when he kind of told her, it was especially when she told him that he was inhabited by some sort of a spirit.
Some strange turns in all that. So, Larry and Kay, you were there, right? I mean, you were there when Lori and Charles were getting together and when they met and what their lives were like together. Things got very strange at the end. What was it like in the beginning?
It was all love and wonderful, and everything was just grand.
Was there anything, any indication when you met Lori, when you spoke with her, when you looked in her eyes?
None whatsoever. I mean, I knew she was married 3 times before. The first time I met her, we were just chatting, and she brought it up, and so that was kind of like a running joke between she and I for a long time. I'm like, girl, number 3, you're number 3, and you're how old? And so, but I mean, it was just a little thing between she and I, and I mean, they got along really well. They loved each other. I do know there was a time when they really did. I mean, when she really did love him. I do believe that. But then again, I do know now that she's a very good actress. So I know Charles was happy with her for a number of years. And but looking back now, I can see where things were starting to slide off and, go off derailing. And it just went so crazy so fast. And then it was just they were too far gone for, I don't know, from January 31st of 2019 until July 11th when they murdered Charles. It was just one event after another between the two of them. And it just, Charles he loved her to death and she killed him.
And I mean, at one point you guys trusted her, right? I mean, JJ, your grandson, that little guy, I mean, they adopted him and you were excited about that. When
I mean, Larry and I were going to be adopting him, and Charles and Lori said, look, we would love to have him. And they just seemed, there's there's a whole lot behind that story. But when we decided that we were going to let them adopt him, it was a very, honestly, when they got him in 2013, it was, honestly, it's like we suffered a death because it was so hard letting him go, but we did. It was for his best interest. It was for his best interest, and that's what we kept reminding ourselves of, and that's the way we got through it. But looking back, it wasn't in his best interest. But of course, I couldn't see, 7 years down the road.
We're going to get into what happened in that strange twist in road that she took in her life and how it ended up where we are now. When we come back, our guests are going to stay with us, Kay and Larry Woodcock, Nate Sunderland from the EastIdahoNews.com. But first, coming up next hour. On the docket tonight in Santa Fe, New Mexico, A-list celebrity and actor Alec Baldwin facing involuntary manslaughter for shooting cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Baldwin says he didn't pull the trigger. Will he say that to the jury?
I just say, do you want to check? And I always didn't want to self-serve. I said, we never had a problem. I said, so, and the first AD very often will ask, periodically, he'll say, let me check. Okay. And they'll have two people check for this very reason.
I was awakened by my brother screaming.
Pounding on the door, bang, bang, bang.
People don't realize human beings like that can exist in the world.
He said that we'd seen his face and there was no way that he could ever let us go.
They were not going to let me go easily.
You better fight and you better get out of here.
I survived because I'm a born fighter.
I Survived, tonight at 10/9 Central on Court.
Long story. She's had kind of a break from reality. She thinks you're LDS?
Yes.
She thinks she's married to Moroni in the past.
You think she's what?
Married to Moroni, at the top of the temple. I've tried to support her as much as I could, but it's gotten really, really bad lately. She's had a break. She says, I'm Nick Snyder. I've taken over Charles' body. And Charles has been killed. I'm going to kill you. You're going to be murdered today or tomorrow.
I just went back to the living room. Like, what is your problem?
With the gun again?
Yes. And I said, I want you to put that bat down. And he wouldn't do it. And he's like, and he came at me with the bat again after he'd already hit me in the head. So I shot him to stop him.
Gotcha. How long have you guys lived here?
Okay.
How long have you lived here?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay.
That's why the neighbors still know.
Gotcha.
Like, hi, neighbor, sorry.
That's Lori Daybell. At the time, she was Lori Vallow. She's on the side of the street, smiling with the police officer, moments after her husband, Charles, has been shot by her brother, Alex. Kay and Larry Woodcock are still with us. They're the grandparents of JJ. And Nate Sunderland is with us, EastIdahoNews.com. Nate, I know all this happened in Arizona, but nobody got arrested. Charles gets shot and no one's arrested?
No. The Alex played it off like it was self-defense. He said that they quarreled and that he got a gun and he shot him. And that's kind of the story he stuck to. And it was interesting to see Lori's reaction too, like you saw in the video, that she was calm and happy and upbeat. And, you know, we found out afterwards that she had been there during the shooting, but then she left. She took JJ to school. She stopped at Burger King. She stopped at Walgreens to buy some flip-flops. And then she came back and she showed no emotions except for laughing and not being concerned. And the whole situation just seemed very, very, very bizarre.
Absolutely. So Larry and Kay, after Charles is slaughtered by Alex, and Alex has subsequently died, another body, right? Your grandson JJ then sort of disappears, and that's really how this story and this investigation started. Explain to us what happened after Charles is shot, and what happened with your ability and your contact with little JJ.
After Charles was shot, and then, I mean, we flew out to Phoenix. Larry and I were there the next day after we found out. He was murdered on a Thursday. We found out Friday afternoon, and we were there Saturday to speak to detectives and to let them know what all was going on, to give them the backstory. And, I mean, from there, we never saw JJ over there in Phoenix. I was warned to stay away from her. They were watching her and Alex, and just, you know, please. So I stayed away. And if I had to do it over again, we would have gone in there like gangbusters, and I would have done, if I had to kidnap him, I would have kidnapped him. But of course I didn't know then. I didn't know that she was as hyper religious in this
fanaticism.
And being a fanatic as she was. So then, I mean, in August, after Charles was murdered on July 11th through August the 10th, August the 10th is the last time we ever spoke to him on a 35-second FaceTime. And then there was one other time before that where we had him for like 2 minutes on a FaceTime. But other than that, that was it. And then I knew they moved out of state. I had people telling me different things, and different people telling me things. And then I was emailing her and texting her. We'd call her, both of us, leave voicemails, just both of us would, and just never a response, not a nothing. And so, I mean, I just didn't. It just freaked us out because I just didn't know what else to do. And I was on the phone with the detectives all the time in Arizona. And then, you know, here we go to, in October, we knew that they were bringing the FBI into this from the Arizona detectives. And then in November, did the Google search thing, and I mean the Amazon. I found their address on Amazon in November, but you know, really by then it was way too late. I mean, they were both dead within 3 weeks of her moving to Idaho.
Unbelievable. So Nate, that's when Lori and Chad, now her new husband, disappear. East Idaho News is chasing her down, and you guys are the ones that confront her down in Hawaii.
Yeah, we got a tip from someone that they may be in Hawaii, and we talked with police and we said, you know, we believe they're there. We want to go out there, and they said, well, can can you wait a little bit? And we said, okay, but we want to come too. And so the police and prosecutors get on a plane. They go, and we get to go with them. And we got a call while we were there that they were about to go confront them. And we got to go up to them and ask the police search their vehicle. And then we got to go up and confront Lori and Chad and say, where are your children? And they didn't respond.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're running short on time. We have about a minute or so, but Kay and Larry, I know the trial is just around the corner. Are you guys going to be able to make it out there?
We will be there unless something happens.
We'll be there every day.
If we're sick or we get hurt,
No.
we will be there.
No,
Well, even
we
if
will be there.
we're sick or hurt.
No.
Now, because we won't have it's not being televised. So if we want to watch it, we're going to have to be there.
It's
Which
not
we
so
plan
much
on anyway.
watching. I want to hear everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much I can stand to watch them too. But
I see.
You know, we're going to be there.
Well, Kay and Larry, as you know, our thoughts are with you and your family, and I know you miss that little guy so much. I wish I would have gotten to know him, but I feel like I have through you two in all the conversations we've had, and I think the folks watching have as well, and I think that's important. Kay and Larry, we'll speak again, I'm sure. Nate, great work as always, EastIdahoNews.com, chasing the story relentlessly and chasing some answers as well. Thank you as well. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
folks. Thank you. Trial's coming up April 3rd. Jury selection. Court TV, your front row seat to justice. We're going to be there. We're going to be covering it. We're going to be giving you all the information on what's happening inside that courtroom.